Hi guys, Michael Wisman here. Or I guess I should say, welcome to Framed Fiction with Michael Wisman. And Daisy. Say hi, Daisy. Daisy's in my lap right now because she's sleepy. So today we're checking out Absolute Green Lantern, issue 2. Last time on Framed Fiction Live, we checked out Absolute Green Lantern, issue 1. I remembered my notes this time. I know, isn't it so cool, Daisy? I love this cover. So I drew this cover here after Jahnoy Lindsay. Oh, careful, Daisy. Come on down. Okay, come on, Mama. There you go. Good girl, Daisy. So this was right here after the cover, the A cover, or just, the regular cover for issue 1. I loved all the energy and motion. I tried to capture that. And then some of my other, favorite moments and, art from this issue were when we get the first flashback. So, I had mentioned before, but these Absolute series so far, I haven't read Flash or Martian Manhunter yet, but they're they jump between flashback and present time. So the flashback here is 5 days, so less than a week before. But we see, when it first flashbacks, we see this giant spaceship called the Green Lantern. It shapes just, like the Green Lantern symbol, crash land on a city. And it looks so crazy. I love, the scale of it in the actual issue. If you look right here. This is episode 1, The Black Hand. So when it does 5 days back to the flashback, and you see, look how sick that is with the ship just crashing on the city there. Love that. It's so interesting because it's such a simple symbol, and usually we're used to seeing it in a smaller scale. So to invert that and have this simple symbol be so huge, I thought was really striking and cool. And then it jumps between, the flashbacks and whatnot. But when we actually see, the arrival of the ship and what comes out of that ship is this alien called the Abin Sur. So I thought that was a really cool angle. He kind of looks like a Dragon Ball character or a One Punch Man character, like Majin Buu style. But he's mostly gray. I did green here because I was just using the green, monochromatic. But he's more like gray with dark eyes. So, the flashbacks take place in a city called Evergreen, Nevada, which is 15 miles from the California border. I'm not sure if that's super relevant other than, Coast City being in, or is it Coast City? Or, oh gosh, what's that city the Absolute Wonder Woman's in right now? I forget, but regardless, not too far away. And something I didn't catch on myself at first for everything until I saw some other people reviewing it. I did notice that the Green Lantern and the Black Hand didn't affect right here the gold necklace on this guy. But I didn't notice that it's even so much, it's so present that even at the very beginning of the issue, we see it with this officer's badges here. So there's a couple examples of that in issue 1. Those badges, the necklace, and the gold ring from the biker going through the green force field. So there's a lot more gold drops here than I had noticed initially. So I'm glad I went back through it before I jumped into issue 2. Also, I was trying to lock down what everybody does. So Hal Jordan's a collectibles dealer. He buys and sells collectibles. I'm pretty sure John Stewart is an architect. And then Joe Mullane, I think she is currently an architect, but she was formerly a police officer. And then Guy Gardner is currently a police officer with Evergreen PD. Or he's a He's not just an officer, he's sheriff. That's right. So I thought that was cool. But anyways, jumping in to issue 2. You got cover A here by Ewing and Lindsay again. Same creative team. They're crushing it. By the way, you guys should look up Jahnoy Lindsay on Instagram. His artwork is so cool on there. He does a lot of fan art for like different characters. Like he did Jubilee, Gear 5 Luffy, all kinds of stuff. But he does really, really cool artwork on his Instagram. This is interesting. Issue 1 started this way too, and now issue 2 we start with this like darkness with the circle. In issue 1 it said, "You are in the absence of light. I am the secret heart within every star. Be without fear. Hal Jordan, you must be without fear." Okay, so that's a common saying they've been saying here, like be without fear. But then in this one we open, excuse me. Oh, hi Daisy. Sojourner Mullane, be without fear. You exist at the green level of light. You must have knowledge of yourself to command the flame. You must be without fear, entirely without fear. So obviously there's a theme running through all of this, but I'm very curious to see where all this leads and pays off. Some interesting things here. Oh gosh, I'm gonna probably stop a lot for the art. Love here, she's like powering up. Or she's not even powering up, she's just like angered by what he said here, like flaring up. There you go. I love this right here. I was debating on if I wanted to draw this one or not, just because it was so small and simple, but it's the Green Lantern symbol again for the spaceship, but it's floating like way above them. So I love that contrast where normally you would see this as like a small embellishment on maybe a construct or like a ring. Here it's still like small, but it's meant to be like this huge geometric thing. Really cool. Also, side note, I keep seeing this ad in DC Comics for the Supergirl series, and I don't know anything about the story, but this series looks so cool. I really think I'm going to check it out because this ad sold me. Yeah, here's Guy Gardner. I thought this was another interesting flip. So Absolute Comics are kind of like a new take on the DC stuff. So Guy Gardner is traditionally known for having like really crazy haircuts. Like in the newest Superman, excuse me, live action movie, Guy Gardner has like a bold cut played by Nathan Fillion. So here I thought that was funny to make him bald, but have him have like really noticeable facial hair. Oh, this looks so cool. The Majin Abin Sur with his energy beams. Also, having Guy Gardner be the one to show restraint was really interesting. Because there's a big mystery here. Basically, like, these people were just going about their day-to-day life when a giant bubble surrounded them. Like, this book would probably translate really well as, like, a TV show, which might be why they named it, like, they titled each book by episodes. But these people are in a town and a bubble comes over them and they don't know really what's going on. And then this alien guy comes down from the bubble and starts just talking very cryptically to them and they don't understand. So most people's reaction is to freak out, but it's interesting. Like some of the main characters we're familiar with, like Guy Gardner, Jon Stewart, and even Joe, they kind of back down, like take a breath about it. This isn't clear though. There's just so much mystery in this title. I don't think these people are dying, but people are getting like evaporated. And so obviously, like if you didn't know what was happening there, I love this shot too. The up angle. If you didn't know what was happening here, this looks like this alien, it just disintegrated your friend and killed him, right? But we get some clues that insinuate that that's not what's happening here, but the average person sees that. So I love this right here, his energy here as the force field's blocking the bullets in front of his face. So people obviously react like people and freak out. Like I can't say that I would do better because like even reading this comic, I don't know what his motives are yet. I'm not sure, so I don't blame any of these people for freaking out. But it doesn't go well for them. And even like I said, the people that show restraint, um, like here we got Jon Stewart again, being the man. So something happened between then and now because Joe has Abin Sur's like powers, and Hal Jordan has this black hand thing. So something goes on, but for now we're still like in the middle of all this, and Jon Stewart has noticed now that like the gold is unaffected because we had the ring from the biker, we had the well he didn't see it, but there was the necklace from the diner guy and the badges from the officer. Something interesting too is how Jordan mentions that willpower doesn't make the black hand work. So we don't know what the black hand is or how it works yet, but it's interesting to note that like traditionally Green Lanterns are fueled by willpower. And so to specifically point out that that doesn't work with this, you know, maybe cutting a Hala break here because he's, you know, kind of the villain so far, but not on purpose. He's just being, you know, persuaded by this thing, which Hal says wants to supersede and overturn the light. We're not really clear on what the light is, and I don't even know if overturning it or superseding it is a good or bad thing, but it seems like whatever Hal's got is maybe a bad thing, and whatever Joe's got is maybe a good thing. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Also, last time I was wearing this Green Lantern ring, I got this from Midtown Comics years ago, like maybe 2010. And it's just like a DC Green Lantern plastic ring you can get comic shops online. But this one's always been a little bit loose on me because it's meant to be like one size fits most. So since last issue to this issue, I did practice some and made some of my own rings. I made this one. And it's EVA foam, paint, resin, and a little gem here. But this one I tried something. I did try a bunch of green paints and messed up so many. So many of these went in the trash. But this one is like a metallic color shift, so it's supposed to shift from green to copper. And then the jewel is just, you know, bright green, light green. So I made this to fit more snugly. And then also, because I always see a lot of rings like this, which I do like, the style where you get the full circle emblem. But in the comic books, I've noticed a lot, not here, because her ring is just like her regular ring, but green. But I noticed in the comics, so a lot of the times the lanterns have just this, like a band with the actual like symbol on there. So I wanted a ring like that. So I did that. And I think I started with like 6 or 8 of them. And the ones that survived, I had 3. So I have this one. My son wanted one, and I have one extra right here. And then I wanted to try, like this is a really cool color, but Absolute Green Lantern's color is a lot more bright, as you can see. So I wanted to try a brighter metallic green, which isn't an exact match, but it's much closer. So this is basically the same design, just different color and a slightly different finish. Since this one was my second thing, I did start with like 6 of these and ended up with 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's not bad. I only lost 1. Okay. Again, my son wanted one. So I ended up with 3 extra of the bright green ones. So, if anybody's interested in a Green Lantern ring, let me know. I'm not like selling them or anything, but I'm open to giving these away. If you guys want to comment, maybe say what your favorite moment is from the issue. I don't know. We'll figure it out together. We got one metallic green ring, and 3 light metallic green ring. Maybe I'll leave those right there so people can see them. I wanted to draw one of these panels of Abin Sur, like, excuse me, confronting everybody with his arm outstretched and the energy. But I've been having a hard time deciding which one, because I really like this one with the swirling energy. But these two, also great. It's the same thing, you know, just different angles, basically. And then I think the main one I liked, well, see, that one's just great. The main one I liked was this one, because he has his hand outstretched, but instead of just like the circular swirl, he's like preparing for that, but he's also got the shield up with the ricochets. So yeah, I think this one. Oh, so brutal. What up, DJ? How you doing? Checking out Absolute Green Lantern number 2. Alright, so there's issue 1. I purposely am using a small book. 1, so it doesn't take me as long, and 2, so I'm limited, because, you know, otherwise I'd be like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. I want to keep it moving so I can experience more of it, you know, instead of just getting stuck on the first stop. But this is Absolute Green Lantern issue 2. The Abin Sur by Ewing and Lindsay. Alright, got a little rectangle there. Be entirely without fear. Bro, like, what do you even mean? Like, even assuming I trust you and like, okay, but that's like mad cryptic, you know? Some dude walks up, puts his hand in my face, and starts glowing. Be without fear. Like, I'm sorry, I'm afraid. I'm so afraid. Oh, also, I'm so afraid. I was already holding a pencil I wanted. I forgot what artist I saw, but they take their pencils and wrap like ton of masking tape so it's more comfortable to hold. And I tried it, but I think like I don't know what they put on first. I put something and then the masking tape because I tried just masking tape and like it used a whole roll and it wasn't good. So instead I got like a regular pencil grip like this, and then a makeup blender that has like a finger hole. And so I cut the tip off and then just wedged it. So it's basically like two foams on there. But this is just so it's easier for your wrist and your hand. All right, we got his head right here. Ear, neck, tricep, another shoulder right here. Back muscle. Wow, look how cool that looks right there. Well, I already didn't make the panel big enough, but that's okay. We're learning from the best. Just down here. Bicep. Elbow here. It's a neighbor dog, Tank. He's a little white Chihuahua mix. He's a cutie, but he's a barker. Knuckles. Fingers. I've got two dogs. If you watch the channel, you've seen them on the Reading with My Dogs videos. They're both Chihuahua mixes, but one is half like Chihuahua, half Terrier, and one is half Chihuahua, half Mini Poodle. And they don't really bark. The only time they do two main barks. One, if they think someone's at the door, and the Terrier mix will get that started. Or two, if they go to my mom's house, like to go visit for Thanksgiving or holidays or whatever, they they really like my mom and they love going to her house. So when we turn the corner and they see like her house, they start going nuts and they'll jump out of the car when we get there and run up to her front door and start barking like crazy for her. But I'm very fortunate that that's about the gist of it. Let me get this force field in here. Yeah, made it a little skinny, but not too shabby. Also, just realized I'm doing this totally different than issue 1. For issue 1, I was blocking in and roughing in the shapes with just the highlighter. And then going back over that. And then this one, I just realized, I didn't think about it on purpose, but I was just doing this one more traditionally, using a lighter pencil to sketch before going back in there. Excuse me if I make a lot of mouth noises today. I went to the dentist this morning. Had to get a fake tooth put in, but we're doing good. Anybody else reading Absolute Green Lantern, or still just me? I've heard a few people try it out and then drop it after a few issues because the mystery's just not, being answered yet. I think right now I'm on issue, I think 4. And yeah, nothing has been answered at all. So I do understand that criticism. I was talking to some friends about these comics, and we noticed how some of them, hi kitties, some of them kind of spin in the mud a little bit, like Absolute Superman, where it just keeps rehashing the same stuff over and over those first few issues. And then some other ones really like take off and get the ball rolling, like Batman and Wonder Woman. So I haven't read Flash or Martian Manhunter yet, but I have both. I have all the single issues of Flash, and I have the first volume of Martian Manhunter, which has the first 6 issues. So I'm excited for those. And I was able to track down the rest, so I have all the single issues out for Green Lantern right now. There's 9. I had to drive an hour to a comic shop called Four Color Fantasies. Really, really cool shop in Rancho Cucamonga. They had a bunch of single issues that I was missing, so I drove down to pick up those. And then yesterday I went to Comic Cult HD in Hesperia. It's another comic shop. That one's also a drive for me, but my favorite comic shop wasn't open yesterday. They're open today, but I already got my comics. So I went to Comic Cult HD yesterday in Hesperia to pick up Absolute Batman number 12 and number 15. So I have all the single issues of Batman, and I have most of the single issues of Wonder Woman, but I'm missing just like a couple of them. Hi, baby. Hi, Buttercup. The kitties are at the door visiting me. Got a strong chin, Mr. Sur. Big, strong brow, too. That Super Saiyan 3. Super Boo brow. Regular little ear. Got these like open kind of not slash marks, but I don't know what they are. Also, it's very vascular. A lot of veins. Grouchy guy. like black with just that circle, kind of like that dark circle at the beginning with the quotes. Messed up those angles, but not. Flying debris. Get rid of this pencil line I didn't use. not bad, but let me see if I have something to filter that negative space. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if one of these will work. Cool gray, maybe not. Warm gray. Versus. Okay, let's do this. I was gonna leave the background white, but I didn't like how that looked. So, change my mind. Just have to add a little som. today? The 11th, right? Alright guys, what do we think? Well, Abin Sur action from Absolute Green Lantern issue 2. This is when he started judging people. The judgments began and everybody's freaking out because he just vaporized Guy Gardner. But we're still not quite sure what's going on yet, you know? Another thing I was considering drawing was back here so they haven't gotten to exactly how this happened yet, but basically Hal Jordan's holding a gun and the gun absorbs into his hand with the black hand. But so here I thought it was interesting. Please comment and let me know. Growing up, like on the playground, this is how we did guns. We had 3 fingers in, 1 out, 1 up. Why? I don't know. But I've seen this a lot and I thought it was interesting here. But this version where you have 2 fingers out and your thumb down. So, you know, this is boom, boom versus boom, boom. And I thought it'd be funny to do a redraw of this panel, but instead of this, just have it do like that. So I'll probably do that, not on this stream, but in between, like how last time I streamed drawing this cover, and then in between I did these little ones. I think I might do that again, so I'll have this be like the main one from this issue, and then do this gun one here. Oh, I don't know, because I also like this ship over here. Let's see, could I fit the ship somewhere? Maybe. Alright. In the meantime, in between time, I think I'll do a redraw of this one. So, thanks for checking it out, guys. Absolute Green Lantern is issue 1. Working on issue 2. After Jahnoy, Lindsay, amazing artist. Again, check out their Instagram. Really, really cool stuff. Oh, excuse my alarm. Well, I guess that means I gotta go. So, like I said, I have extras of these Green Lantern rings. If you guys are interested, comment, let me know. We'll figure out how to handle that. Until next time, guys. Peace.